Hello, everybody. Yes, I know there's such a glare. I'm working on it. I'm slowly getting everything organized. So you don't see a big pile back there anymore. There's not a pile, but it's still disorganized. I got some boxes unloaded, so that's a good thing. So getting those boxes unpacked, it is a slow process. And within that process, it's like going through everything, right? Blessed be everybody. Sending you guys out so much love. I've had to take a couple extra days off of my muggle job. And just because I just need to regroup into the energies of what I just moved, where we just moved to, and do some unpacking. That's where the energy's at, right? So Mars is in Taurus now, and Mars is at detriment. It's at like a -10. It is not happy. Mercury's whipping through Cancer, and we are building up to a Capricorn full moon. So when the moon is in Libra today, yeah, because it's ending up, and it's going to be going into Libra. So we're in Virgo, and it's doing a opposition to Pisces. Yes, I have to do this in my head right now. So I'm, and there's a lot of earth and water. And the earth and water are very emotional. So we have this emotional energy that's coming in. And with Mars coming in, it means taking action, but you have time to do it. So he's in there for 6.5 weeks. And this is a beautiful time to start mantras. So if you were wanting to start a mantra, a 40-day manifestation mantra, so if you want to do a Lakshmi or a Ganesh one, beautiful time to do something. Or if you're wanting to do a mantra on healing, and do a healing mantra, and and allowing yourself to heal, forgiveness, things along that line. Beautiful energy for it. This is an energy of you moving forward into the light that you are wanting to work with. This is not about getting into other people's light, and I'm going to say light, because there is so much coming into the earth right now, so much transformational energy that's coming forward. It is getting us to really focus on our priorities. And when, and this is what I've been sort of building up to, because this is a real heavy week. This week, July is a heavy month. It's not a light, airy type of month, for summertime. We are going through a very heavy summer. And this heavy summer is a heavier energy of having us to really direct ourselves towards what it is that we are wanting to create and manifest, and not get lost in the external, in the world, in a lot of the things that are coming up into the external world. And we are going to be inundated with a lot coming from that external world on fear, because where Pluto is, and when the moon gets into Capricorn, it's going to bring up a lot of emotional fear. And this emotional fear, and especially where Mars is going all the way through, that's my husband in the background. I can't close the door on him anymore. This emotional fear is going to come up. So things that you are going to be hearing about, and it's going to be very similar to what happened during the beginning of the pandemic. And when everything started to come up, and I was going to, and I mentioned, don't fall into the fear, don't fall into the bandwagon, don't be following what everybody else is doing. Focus again on what you need to be doing for yourself, your family, and your structure, because of the power, the negativity or the evil, or however you want to put it, is, on wanting to come in to manipulate, wanting to come in to get into the fear base. The world is very The world's in chaos. The world is in turmoil, and the world is in change. And this change and turmoil is bringing forth frustration, overwhelmness. It's bringing in where people are going to doing the blame game and switching things around on people. This is a energy that is really having you to really ground and focus, and taking the time to ground and focus on what you are going to do. Now, I know a few of you are probably wondering, because there is I got to think of the name, the CERN, CERN. I think I wrote it, I put it on my phone here. The Hadron Collider was turned on this morning at 7 a.m. my time. Thank you, Charlene, for letting me know that. I knew about it, but I wasn't focusing on it. See, I wasn't focusing on it. I knew about it. It is one that it's complicated. This is a complicated photon energy source that the last time it turned on was in 2012. So this is where it's going to be bringing in a lot of awakening, but it's also going to be bringing in a lot of fear and a lot of energy that's going to come in to amplify the fear in that. But it's also going to amplify a lot of people with clarity and the energy of direction that's coming through. Now, so as I'm going to be bringing in my guides, I'm going to start bringing them in for some guidance here, for clarity and explanation on how to explain this and to help people. The clarity that's coming in is going to be a clarity that you have to be strong in your foundation and not be afraid of what others say. And know that when you are strong within your own foundation and the direction of what you want to go into, others might be angry at you, others, within your realm or within your job or within your family, and they don't like that direction you're going into, but you feel a very strong pull towards it. If you're feeling that strong pull towards it, then you have to take the action steps to do it. It is not taking, saying, I want to move to Japan per se, and that just came in for some odd reason. I want to move to Japan, and then sit there and just keep on saying to people, I want to move to Japan, and you're not doing anything to move to Japan. You're not, getting your passport. You're not getting any of the paperwork done. You are just sitting there and complaining that I just want to do this, but you're not taking the action steps to do it. This energy that can come in can get you lost very easily and they're showing me in a circular, so it's kind of like a tornado, but it's not it's like a cylinder. It can get you lost in these cylinders. And sometimes when you can get lost in these cylinders, that means that you get lost in this energy that keeps you there. Like you get so trying to find the ladder out, but you're unable to you can't find the ladder out. So this is a very focused energy, and especially with Mars and Taurus, a very focused energy of saying, yeah, this is, and it's slow moving. It's not a fast moving energy. So it's not something that's going to come in and poof, here you are in Japan, or poof, here you are, you manifested something. With some people, it might come that quickly, but with others, it is a process, coming in and doing the process work. And that's where this, with this being turned on, because, and 2012 was the end of the Mayan calendar and was starting up a new age, a new energy, and creating that new energy. And it's almost where there's I'm getting, whoa, okay, strong energy coming in. It's like I'm getting this very strong energy coming in and saying, you can't fool with the hand of God. You can't fool with the hand of God. There's so far that people are allowed to go. Humanity, humans are allowed to go before fall, before a fall, or before, and this is where the complication comes in, right? This is where complication comes in trying to explain this, is that because then people get into the fear mode. Is if you're focused, say, I'm going to be manifesting a better life for myself. I want to create a place where I'm able to meet other people and create a community and so forth, right? That's beautiful. This is where I want to create, where I want to educate, and I want to guide and help others to a higher platform for their own life. Great. That's the focus, right? But it is where you want to control. When you are wanting control the hand of God. That's where chaos can happen, and that's the fine line that comes in. And there is this fine line that's coming in, and where these few that want to control the hand, want to control this hand, are the ones that are going to be lost. So it's not controlling the hand. You can't control the hand of God, but you can ask for the guidance of the hand of God, because the God is constant. And the God, when I say God, that means God and Goddess. So don't, I got people out there that freak out because I use the word God. Just stop. The God, wherever the God is, the Goddess is, and wherever the Goddess is, the God is. So there's a constant where they are, they don't falter. Where they are, they don't falter. It is us upon our road where we falter and fall, and trying to stumble, because we're on an earth walk and we're here to learn and discover. This is where we trust in that direction through our guidance, in guiding us to where we need to go. Now, I'll give you an example within my own life. There's many times that I did, yes, I wanted to create a business, and I wanted to, with my psychic medium and my tarot cards and things like that, where I'm at now. And I love where I'm at now with within what I do. This is, and I get very excited, but I used to get lost, and I still get lost, where, other groups will come in and say, well, maybe you're going too far over, and you got to come over to this group. We're all angelic, and we're all beautiful, and we work within the angelic realm. And you start to think, oh my God, maybe they have the answers. Maybe the answers over here, and I need to go over here for the answers. And inside you, you're like, I don't know if that's the right way, because for me, this is the way. Many years ago, I started a business. It was called Mother Mary's Mystical Offerings. Mother Mary's Mystical Offerings, MMMO. And Mother Mary's Mystical Offerings was where and this has been a concept that I've had in the back of my mind for a long time, where I would host spiritual parties. It's kind of like a Tupperware party, right? And I would host these spiritual parties, and these spiritual parties would be where I would come in and I would have different items that you could look at, and they would have a topic. So let's say you want to have a spiritual party, and you wanted to gather some friends, and we would have a night of altar building and learning how to build an altar. All right. And so everybody would pay their $10 or whatever. I'd come in, and we would do this altar building. Now, if anybody wanted to go further, then they could sign up for an altar building class per se, or they could, sign up for a reading and go from there. Now, that was something I was starting. Now, I had cauldrons, and I had some really cool stuff at the time. And there again, somebody was saying, you're getting too witchy. You're getting, too far in the dark. But within me, within my energy, I didn't feel it dark. I didn't feel that darkness within it. I felt light. I felt love. I felt this alignment. But there's a lot that comes in from old belief systems, right? And this is where, with everything, with this being turned on and with the energies coming in, where we have this shadow side that comes forward within us that has us really sometimes question, is this really the direction I need to be going? Or am I falling into the evil side? Trust me, you will know if you're falling into the evil side. Like somebody around you will say, hey, you know what? You're going to, really angry, or because anger starts to come forward within when people are dealing with a lot of negativity and anger, and they get into a very lower vibration, energy. And that's where, when you are working in your light and you are working with your connection with your divine, you're doing your prayers, you're doing your mantras and your meditations. This is those are three very key elements to the energies, right? When you are working within this is coming towards the direction of, and it's not that you're being an asshole to anybody else. You're just like, that's not, that's great. I love angels. I work with angels. I teach angels within a medicine wheel. I love it. But I also understand that angels are extremely powerful entities. Angels are very powerful energies that come forth to help and guide us. And they are very forceful. They are from a very higher dimension. They're not fairies. They are more, and I'm going to say ET energies that come in to help to align us, within and guide us within our road. And so that they're not, sometimes cutesy wootsy little flappity wingy energies. They could come in and they're very, this beautiful energy that can come in with them. And not all angels have wings, right? So that's the other thing. But anyways, this is where, this energy, this, that's coming in for us to get us to really focus on what it is that we want. And that Mother Mary's mystical offerings, I haven't even thought of that for years. I made a whole scrapbook at that time for that. And that's when my other business, my MJ's Creation Supplies, the whole kerfuffle that happened with that, I started the Mother Mary's mystical offerings. And the thing is that at that time I thought, oh my God, that name is just too crazy, Mother Mary's mystical offerings. And all of that, of the fear factor came through me with that. Maybe I am falling, building an altar, do I have the imposter syndrome and stuff comes through and really halters you. So this is where, especially with Mars in Taurus and where Mercury's booting its ass through Cancer, there is this emotional part that you really have to address within inside yourself and honor those feelings, honor that, where you might be feeling a little bit off, or you might be feeling that, oh, maybe this isn't right, maybe they're right over there, that you have to take a moment and sit and meditate, take a moment and sit and be in prayer. And in being in the prayer and being in the meditation is going to help you to align with the energies in the direction of where you want to go. And there is a lot that is going to be coming out from the external world. And a lot of fear that is going to be coming out from the external world. But this is a fabulous time to bring forth great manifestations for within your own life and create something that is unique. And when I think about it, the place that we're in right now, I actually manifested. I really wanted something that was very unique, central. I wanted something that is smaller for us to really, take a new step in a new alignment within our life. Something that isn't over the top expensive, and where I could get a footing on the direction I really want it to go into. And that's what came. It's funny that we got the place, we didn't get it, and then we got it again. Because when I saw the pictures of this place, I went, no, that's mine. This is the place I want. This is my place. And then she said no, and it had to do with my bed not making down, which my bed did. My bed made it down the stairway, no problems. It was the oversized couch. But then, and inside of me, when I look back, I was like, I was tired of that couch. I didn't want it anymore. I didn't want it. I'm like, this is, I'm more concerned about this couch, and it's not what I want anymore. It's not feeling in my alignment anymore. And the couch didn't fit. So we got rid of the couch. And that's the whole thing. This is where you start to sort of sit back. Okay, here, we have a plan. What is our plan? What is our direction? And it's going to take time. It's going to take you to, write it out, to feel into it, and make sure that this is what you are aligning to, not what per se others are wanting to align you to. I love this cup. It's just so cute. My little witchy cup. And this is where the more you work in that direction, the more is going to come back for you. And I strongly believe that. So with everything that is coming on, remember, the light always wins. There is a lot of crazy negative energies that are coming in right now that are getting us to be fearful of things, be fearful of the world around us. And I understand them, and I know there's going to be some crazy external energies that are going to be coming in from the war sector. The energies with the war. Yes, I know that. But this is where, okay, where am I going to focus my energy? How do I create that? And that's the same, with what Steve and I are doing. We are wanting, what is in our best interest. And it's scary. Sometimes, you might be thinking, oh my God, I can't do that, because if I miss 2 days of work, oh my God, my life will be over. And you get into that fear factor. Instead of saying, you know what, I need this time in order for me to unpack, in order for me to feel more settled, and I need to focus on what's important for me. My mom said to me one time, and then she was laying in bed, and I had to help her out with some things when she was in bed. And she said to me, she goes, life is crazy and life is short. And she goes, this is a real crazy life we're in. Make sure you do what you want to do. And I don't know why I'm getting emotional about this, but make sure you do what you want to do. Life's too short. And, there's many things that I know that for my mother that she did. The job that she worked at the rectory for several years, 20 plus years. She didn't get the full benefits from working there. The rectory is sort of the office and the residence of the priest of, for the Catholic Church. But, people, you work at jobs and you take jobs because of fear. And I got to stick in this job because I want to get my 10 years. I want to get my 15 years, but I don't like it. I just need to get that, and if the job isn't lighting you up And I know this is going back to a lot of the energies that I talked about before 2019. If it's not lighting you up, then you got to refocus your energy on what does. And in between all of this craziness and chaos and stuff like that, and we're still processing within our own lives, that I have to go with what the priority is. What's the priority within your life? My priority isn't my muggle job. Nah. But when you get in there, that fear hits you. Oh my God, I need this. I got to pay this bill. And I honestly have to let people know you got to start trusting more in your intuition in the direction that you want to go into. Maybe there's something there that you've been saying to yourself, you know what, I want to start selling my vegetables. And you're saying, oh, well, I don't have time for a vegetable garden, and how am I going to sell vegetables? And oh my God, there's so much I have to go through to do to sell my vegetables. Is it? If that is what you're feeling you want to do, or you want to create your own food, so you want to start making baby food, or you want to start canning. So you know what, this is a time to find out, okay, if I want to start canning and selling my my pickles, or my line of baby food, because I've made baby food for all my friends and everything else, and they all loved the baby food I made for them, and the babies love the baby food, that maybe this is where I can start in a very micro energy and start doing that. This is where you really, and then maybe it's not in the area that you're at, and it's getting you to move to a different area, getting you to move to a place where it is more in alignment with your energies, right? But it's scary because, oh my God, I have to move, I have to pack up everything, but I'm feeling that I need to do this. This is because I'm really good at it, but I'm afraid to take that action because, it failed before. And why did it fail before? When I look at my other thing, why did it fail before? It failed because of my fear, right? It failed because of my fear, right? And I love Seiko. Hello, my love. Not to cut me off. I love this. I like, because you know what happens, because somebody takes me on another tangent. Global food shortages and famine. Yes, we are. It is where you have to look at where Pluto is. Pluto's at the end of Capricorn, which is about the patriotic system. He's been there since 2008. So he will be heading into Aquarius next year. This is the last full retrograde in Capricorn that Pluto's doing. So this is really bringing up a lot of our fears, constructions, money, and what that money's all about, and the wealth. And he's been working at this since 2008. Where in 2008 was the beginning of the housing crisis and stuff. It started in about 2006, 2007, fallen. I know you want to know about the food shortage. So what's happening right now is starting to show people new and innovative ways. Now we can take this and look at what are the new ways you can do to grow food. What are ways that we can do to create more of that? As I was just saying about selling vegetables, maybe you're great at hydroponics and doing tower growing. You can build a garden and a farm where let's say it takes 1 to 2 acres to grow all of these vegetables. In a tower garden, it could take 900 square feet. So this is getting people to look at things, look at ways, new innovative ways of creating, because it doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be. But there is a reconstruction, and that's what's going on right now, a reconstruction. This happens every about 84 years, but this happens, this reconstruction of government, and happens every about 247 years plus, sometimes even 500 years. So we go through history. So we are reconstructing the way that we are doing things, the way that we are creating. This is where we create the communities, where you start to look at, okay, I live in Alberta. What can I grow here? I can grow carrots and potatoes and stuff. What can I grow through hydroponics? I've got a hydroponic tower sitting outside right now that I need to work on. But this is where it's like, okay, yeah, I can grow lettuce, I can grow microgreens, things like that. Now these are things where it's like, oh, if you're really good at it, maybe the next step is that, oh, you know what? I want to start teaching this. So maybe I can go to Africa and start teaching this. Oh my God, how can I go to Africa? I can't go to Africa. But this is where innovative energy comes in, and putting that focus towards, this is what I want to do. This is where I want to go. There was a young guy who, I think he was from Toronto, and wanted to start up new water systems. Very innovative young man. Him and his buddy decided to go to Africa to find out, well, how do I create innovative ways of water systems within tribal, within the different tribes in Africa. And what he found, which was very interesting because he went to go live with them, is that, yeah, I can set up a well. But what would happen is that guerrillas would come in and they would take over that well, and then they would force other people to buy, or they'd have to pay for it. So what he did, because he started to see how people worked, he goes, well, what happens if I open up 4 or 5 wells? If there's one well here, how about if I open up another well over here and another well over here? And that way it was like, ooh, it is showing people that, oh, there is more, right? So very innovative young man, in bringing in and bringing water to the world. There are ways of, this is awakening, the global food shortage, because there really isn't a shortage of food. Honestly, there's lots of food, but it is the way it's distributed, of course. When the third world countries start to really disintegrate, that's the word my guides use, disintegrate, that's where you start to see the rest of the world begin to crumble as well. So with this energy, this is a refocusing of where you want to focus that energy, right? And how you can provide for your family. What is a way of providing for your family? What is a way of creating from your family to your community? There is a place in Cochrane, I believe, that she started out a food bank. But it's a free food bank, but what she does is, like, people can go in there and shop. So, let's say somebody donates 100 pounds of potatoes, she'll have it out, I have a lot of potatoes, and then people can come in and get 5 pounds, 10 pounds, 3 pounds of potatoes, right? You're not rationed. If you have a family and you want 10 pounds of potatoes or 20 pounds of potatoes, here you go. And bring in that, bring that forth and bring that abundance in. This is a rethinking of how we deal with the world. That's where this energy is, and getting us to awaken in a powerful way, and not be afraid of it. Not be afraid of it. Same with Putin. Why be afraid of him? This, yes, he's throwing out threats, but you know what? I'm I would say I'm more afraid of Biden than I am of Putin, because Biden is like, you know what you're getting with what you're getting with Putin, but you don't know what you're getting with Biden, or Trudeau, because they have a lot of crazy energies that are around them, and they have really gone to a darker side. I'm not saying Putin hasn't gone to the darker side, but this is where it's like, okay, there's some real craziness that's there, and where's the direction we want to focus on, you know, with things that are coming in. I hope that answers your question. I know I went on a roundabout tangent way, but that's how I explain things. So there is, and food prices, yes, there's going to be things, but here again, if let's say I want to, van life, do van life, well then my focus is on my van life. My focus wouldn't be on a house. I wouldn't have a house, right? So I wouldn't have all that overhead. I wouldn't have all that, where, the cost of electricity and utilities and things like that. It would be going into the van. And so it's a different, when people say, oh, that's so expensive. Yeah, it would be expensive if I'm doing both. But if I'm just doing one, it's just a refocusing on that direction of the energies that I want to do. So it is. This week, it is a very turbulent week where, it's really to stay out of that fear. There's a lot of fear base. There's a lot of, that we might be, that is going to be promoted with the fear. So we have to really be objective with what we are seeing and how we are in taking that energy within us. So sending you guys out so much love. My summer sale is on, so I have 1 hour readings for $99 till the end of July. And so if you are wanting to book, you can go to thegurumama.com, and it's all on the website. You could just click and pay, and I will get a hold of you right away. I think the calendar part got turned off somehow, but anyways, that's it's to me, that's not a priority. Get a hold of me. I'm very good at getting back to people in less than 24 hours. So especially if you want to book in. So definitely get a hold of me. I am doing readings throughout the summer. Classes will be starting to be posted up in August for September, October, middle of November. We'll not be doing classes probably from the middle of November and December, and then going into January of next year. So, let's ride this wave, people. Neptune is retrograde, so it's revealing a lot of deep emotions and things like that. That's happening. Pluto, Saturn retrograde. Jupiter will be going retrograde shortly here too. So we are heading into some revelations. That's what we're heading into, some revelations and some great reveals that are coming forth for us all. So stay in your light, stay positive, do your prayers, do your meditations, and book in your reading, and we'll have a sit down and have a chat. May the Lord and the Lady watch over and bless each and every one of you in all that you say and all that you be and all that you do. Thank you so much for being a part of my community, sending you out positive vibrations and creativity for you all. Blessed be everybody.